Rain hammered against the windows of Blackthorn Heights as Daniel Reed began another lonely night shift. The old apartment building felt dead after midnight. Most tenants had already moved out years ago. The hallways stayed silent, the lights flickered constantly, and strange sounds echoed through the walls every night. Daniel never believed the ghost stories, but tonight felt different. At exactly 1:43 a.m., the elevator suddenly activated by itself. Daniel looked up from the security desk. The elevator had been broken for weeks. Slowly, the monitor showed the doors opening on floor 4. Nobody entered. Yet the elevator started moving. Floor 4, floor 3, floor 2, floor 1, then the cameras glitched black for 7 full seconds. When the screens returned, Daniel's blood turned cold. A tall figure stood at the end of the 4th floor hallway, motionless, its head tilted unnaturally to one side. Watching the camera, Daniel leaned closer. The figure looked too thin, too tall. Its arms almost touched the floor. Suddenly, the screen flickered again. The figure disappeared. Daniel grabbed the radio. Only static answered. Then a whisper came through the speaker. "Don't let it reach the basement." Daniel froze. A loud metallic sound echoed through the building. Ding. The elevator had arrived on floor 1. Slowly, the doors opened on the monitor. Empty. But something moved in the darkness behind the elevator. A shadow, standing perfectly still. Then every camera screen suddenly changed. The same smiling figure now appeared on every floor. Watching, waiting, Daniel's hands trembled. Then 3 knocks echoed from outside the security room. Knock, knock, knock. Daniel slowly looked toward the door. Silence. He stepped closer carefully and looked through the small glass window. Nothing. Relieved, he exhaled softly. Then a pale face suddenly slammed against the glass. Black eyes, huge smile. Skin stretched tightly across its face. Daniel screamed and fell backward. The creature scratched the door slowly. Screech! 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 Then complete silence. Daniel looked again. Gone. Only the elevator remained open downstairs, waiting. And on the elevator panel, a button glowed red. B, basement. Daniel stood frozen in the security room, staring at the glowing red B button on the elevator panel. Blackthorn Heights never had a basement. At least, that's what the landlord always said. The building suddenly went silent. No rain, no electrical buzzing, nothing. Only the faint sound of breathing coming through the radio. Daniel grabbed his flashlight and slowly stepped into the hallway. The elevator doors were already open, waiting for him. Inside, the lights flickered weakly above his head. The floor button labeled B blinked slowly, as if something below was calling him. Daniel's hands shook as he pressed the closed door button. The elevator began moving downward. Lower, 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 far below the building. The metal walls groaned around him. Then, thud, the elevator stopped violently. The doors slowly creaked open. Darkness, complete darkness. Daniel aimed his flashlight ahead. A long underground hallway stretched into the shadows. Water dripped from rusty pipes overhead. The air smelled rotten. Then Daniel saw footprints. Fresh, wet footprints leading deeper into the hallway. He followed them slowly. Every step echoed endlessly through the underground tunnel. Suddenly, his flashlight flickered. For 1 second, he saw dozens of pale faces standing in the dark around him. Then they vanished. Daniel backed away in terror. A deep voice whispered somewhere behind him. "You should have left." Daniel turned quickly. The tall, smiling figure stood at the end of the hallway, closer than before. Its long arms dragged across the floor. Its mouth stretched impossibly wide. And this time, it wasn't alone. More figures slowly emerged from the darkness behind it. Dozens of them, all smiling, all staring directly at Daniel. The lights above began flashing violently. The creatures started moving toward him together, slowly, then faster. Daniel ran back toward the elevator desperately. Heavy footsteps thundered behind him. The smiling creatures screamed with distorted human voices. The elevator doors began closing. Daniel jumped inside at the last second. But before the doors fully shut, one pale hand grabbed the elevator frame. Black fingers. Long nails. The smiling creature slowly leaned its head inside. Its empty black eyes locked onto Daniel. Then it whispered softly, "Now you belong to us." The lights exploded. Darkness swallowed everything. The next morning, police found the elevator empty. No blood, no body, nothing. But investigators recovered one final corrupted camera frame. Daniel stood deep underground, surrounded by dozens of smiling figures. And behind him, something enormous stared directly into the camera.